What's up, y'all? This your girl, giving everybody a second to come in. Giving everybody a second to come in. I just posted a link underneath the previous show, and I also posted a link inside the comment on Facebook. The link is for anybody that wants to join with me tonight. I had to use that link so that you can come in. And as I told you before, I'm always making adjustments to my podcast. So in this particular case, I had to make adjustments to it so that whenever you come in with me on a live, that your audio sounds better. Okay? So yeah, I noticed that in the last time that we did this, I didn't like the sound of the audio of the person that was calling, so I had to do a lot of editing of the video so that it looked okay. Sound okay, I'm sorry. So that it sounded okay once the video was edited. So now with that link that is on my page on my Facebook, you can actually come out. You can actually come in with me, and your audio will sound a whole lot better. That is through Zoom. If you're kind of familiar with this, with the media and stuff like that and doing editing and stuff like that, then you need that link to be able to join. So at any point you can join with me on the live by hitting that link. Okay, long story short. So how y'all doing? I enjoyed myself so much last week with y'all, so I had to come back and do this again. And y'all know, if y'all don't know, I am on Spotify, I am on iTunes, I am on Google Play. Most important ones, those for now, and I'm waiting to be on Pandora, and I think another one. But anyway, you can always listen if you're not able to tune in with me. Okay, you can always listen to me right here through those entities, through Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Google Play, anything like that. So it's never a reason for you to miss anything. All right. So we chilling again on this lovely Monday. Everybody, thank y'all so much for watching and tuning in with me earlier today, and kicking it with me. And as I talked about earlier, we coming back today to talk to you about what Black lives mean to you. So this one's gonna get a little intense. I got my drink here with me. You know what I'm saying? I got my little feet kicked up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm ready to kick it with y'all. Okay. So, let's see how we can start this thing. First of all, congratulations to my girl, Lady Cam, and her beautiful wife. They got married over the weekend. That was the people that did the interview with me, if you watched her latest interview. So big ups to them. Congratulations. Other than that, the weekend was very nice for me. Like I told y'all earlier, I really enjoyed it. I did put that post up that we wanted to recap on. I got a lot of people that commented, so I'm hoping that I get some company today, with it, so that we could just not only have my opinion, but get your opinion as well. If you want to tune in or watch this show, if you missed it today, like I said, I'm just doing a recap as people's coming in. You can watch it. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it on Google Play. You can listen to it off of iTunes. And it's JUSTLYNN podcast, okay, through those entities. And it'll allow you to be able to listen, all right? Listen to me. If you can't see, see me, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to also post the video that I'm doing right now on for my podcast. I'm going to post the actual video on my website, which is JUSTLYNNTV.net. All right. Y'all know I'm kind of nervous. I'm easing into this conversation that we about to have, because from experience that right now is a very fragile time for African Americans, for Black people. Whatever way sounds correct to say it. So, and even when it's, in my opinion, when it's not a fragile time, it's certain things you could say around black people, you know what I'm saying? And please don't turn this into something more, because I know you could see I'm black. I don't have any mixture in me at all. I'm all the way black. So I can't, I'm only speaking what's put in me to speak. And this platform that I have here is not a platform just to hear me talk. This platform is for all of us. So in order to be able to learn, educate, share knowledge with each other, we got to be open to listen. We got to be open to hear. Doesn't mean that it changes your outcome, because like I said from day one, we can talk about many things. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion and their own feeling. So after the end of the day of having a conversation about something, doesn't mean that you have to make any decision based off what anybody says. You're going to make your own decision how you see fit. But I love sharing knowledge. I love receiving knowledge as well. So keep in mind, like I said, you can join in with me and talk if you want to, or you can just listen, whatever way floats your boat. You know what I'm saying? But tonight we talking about, I post a picture. We're going to go back. And on a picture I had, if you go on my Facebook or my Instagram, which is JUSTLYNN TV, you'll see the post. I had 3 young guys with guns. Okay. If you watched the show earlier that I do every Monday, and I did my show this morning at noon, you'll see what we were talking about, our black men. Okay. When I was talking about our black men, a lot of people gave a lot of different opinions on what they seen in that picture when they saw that picture. I wanted to talk about what I seen. See, this is the thing. I'm tiptoeing around this conversation. I've been tiptoeing around this conversation for a long time because, I know that people gonna clap back, and it's not that I was afraid, but I wanted to I wanted to know exactly what I was gonna say, and then I always like to mind my words on how I deliver things, because sometimes it's not about what you say, sometimes it's just about the delivery. We talk about. I want to first talk about the black male and his struggle. I will never be a black male. I'm a woman. That'll never change. Okay? But for the black men, we know that we have so many battles for our African American men. Black men battle with the murder, the killings from police officers. They have the killings from their own culture. They have the disrespect that they have for the woman. We could start with either one of those. It's a struggle for a black man when you think about all of the different battles that they have to face on a day-to-day basis. It's really a struggle for a black man. Okay, so the women probably wondering, like, why are you talking about me? What I gotta do with it? Let me tell you what my opinion is. See, I'm gonna take you back a second. And I know y'all sick of hearing this, because we always want to talk about slavery and when we was back in the ancient days, and we look at us and we like, we don't know nothing about that. We ain't living in that struggle right now. But let's always keep in mind, it is the reason why we have what we have right now. It's the reason why we not in that struggle no more. So I always have to go back to that, especially when I'm trying to explain the now versus the then. You know what I'm saying? So I have to go backwards. So bear with me. You know what I'm saying? So when I go backwards and I think about what our ancestors went through, okay, just follow me for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you could comment. They got a link. Or you could comment if you don't want to talk, or you could hit the link and you could come in and we could talk together. It doesn't matter to me. This is an open flow conversation. When I think about what our ancestors went through, picking cotton in fields, you know what I'm saying? Wives being in homes and being used for different type of things sexually in the homes, and being used by the masters and things like that of the home, while our children were brought up to be taught to do the same thing. When I look back on my history and I think about my history, even then, how you think those women, how those women dealt with those men when they were being treated like slaves? They had respect for their men in their homes. See, they was thinking of ways of breaking the family ties. If I can break the black man and keep him feeling less than himself, beating up on himself, feeling like he ain't worth shit, then it's going to automatically break the cycle within the home because the man naturally is the head of the household, right? So even then, they had to still build that respect for their husbands, dealing with the things that were in their time, those ancient times that we call it. They had to learn how to still have respect for their husbands, even though these type of things was going on. You can't protect me, the master raping me. What's up? You know what I'm saying? But they still have respect for their men. So where you going with it, Lynn? Where you going with it? What that got to do with us today? Women. Respect. How many of us can be real with ourselves and say that we don't, when it come to child support, when it come to our children, when it come to us being mad at a man, when it come to us, how do you respect your black men today, women? I bet you if I opened up this platform, it'll be a lot of black men that could come on here and say, man, I've gone through it with my baby mama. I'm going through it with some other female I'm dating. I think that's number one. What we could do to help as women, we could start respecting our black men more. Yeah, I know when we look around into day-to-day society, it's not many reasons that people are giving us to feel like a black man is really worth shit. But if we are not a part of the solution, then to me, we part of the problem. You feel me? So I feel like, first of all, I want to stand up as an African-American woman and say that I need to start respecting my black men. You know what that does when you deal with respect? You know what it does because you know what it does for you when you deal with respect. Having respect for a person changes a whole lot of things about how that person reacts, responds, feel about themselves, everything. Changes sometimes how other people look or deal with that person, right or wrong. So if we as black women could stand up and start saying that we need to respect our black men more, some of those things and some of those outlooks can start to be more of a reflex of other people. All right? That's just my opinion. Okay? Now, when we talk about the other battles, okay, we already know we're not going to go too much to that because that's what we're dealing with right now. The brutality of police officers, the injustice of police officers killing black men and getting away with it. Because that's really the key word is that they're doing it and they're getting away with it. Nothing is being done. Right? Nothing is being done. Now we gonna go to the sensitive topic because it ain't much to say about that. We already know we fighting for it. We protesting it. We saying that this need to stop. It's not right. Equality is needed. We saying all of that right now. So we already know what the story is behind that, the police brutality. But let's get to the real sensitive topic. If our lives matter, our black lives matter, because they do. Why are so many black men dying at the hands of other black men? I'm going to wait. Who going to be bold enough to call me and answer that question for me? Who bold enough to chime in with me and answer that question for me? Hit the link. Let's talk. There's no wrong answer. We only share knowledge and opinions. Why? Okay, what I got to do with that, Lynn? What I got to do with that? I'm a female. What I got to do with that? I don't do that. I don't believe in that. But what are we doing to change that, though? Are we out there in our neighborhoods protesting? When murders and stuff like that happen in our neighborhood, when drugs and stuff like that being slung around the neighborhood and our kids growing up in that type of environment? Oh, no, Lynn, I don't live in them neighborhoods. I don't live like that. I live on the other side. But this your people, though. Their lives matter. You know what I'm saying? Right? This your people, though. This your culture. Their lives matter. So when we letting these liquor stores come on every corner, we got drug heads standing on the corner, or better yet, when people getting shot at, people doing drive-bys in the hood and the police coming around asking and trying to solve murders and who was shooting, we ain't gonna be no snitch because that's how we were brought up. They ain't got shit to do with me. But our lives matter though, right? Help me understand, please. I'm asking. I'm asking for you to help me understand. Does it only matter when we didn't violate it by the other race? Is that the only time that our lives really matter to us? Or does it matter when our children are growing up in these neighborhoods where drugs is going all over the neighborhood and they seeing black men killing and going to war and gang banging in their neighborhoods? I'm not saying that you doing it. I'm not saying that you living like that. I'm saying what you doing to change it. Are you out there protesting in our neighborhoods, in our shit, in our streets? When this is happening in our neighborhoods, please tell me. I'm asking, you know what I'm saying? I'm asking this question because I want to hear an answer. Help me, educate me. Because this matters to me. I want to find solutions on how we can start right there at home, right there in our hoods. You know what I'm saying? Clean up these neighborhoods so my children don't see, my black little children don't grow up in these neighborhoods where they seeing this type of violence amongst our own people, because our lives matter, yeah. Come on, man. Give me some feedback. Don't just get mad about what I'm saying or discriminate against what I'm saying because we hurt about what other people doing to us. You feel what I'm saying? It got to start with us. It got to start with us. How we going to expect something that we not willing to give? Help me. Help me understand that. Man, change going to begin one step at a time, baby. Help me understand why it's like that. Help me understand why the only time that we out here protesting it was when somebody else do us wrong. But it's okay for us to do us wrong. You know how many black men die at the hands of our own people, though? I ain't got nothing to do with that. Your grandparents and stuff like that, your people live in these areas. How many times do we stop and we talk about solutions in our neighborhood? Instead of putting, liquor stores and corner stores in our neighborhoods, putting places for the young youth centers and stuff like that for our children to go to, so we could talk about these things. When people not voting, are you walking around in your neighborhoods trying to find that person that's going to represent us the right way so we could change some of these laws? We got to start caring about us, man. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Be about it. It's a sensitive topic. I understand. I understand it's a sensitive topic. I understand that we tired. But we can't just get tired and then whenever we see no results, we stop. And we can't just only look at the surface and clean the surface. You know what I'm saying? You see what's happening with COVID? You got to clean everything, man. We can't just wipe around the surface anymore. We got to look at the facts. We got to start loving us, man. We got to start loving these children that's coming up under us. Start changing the areas that we growing up in. Let's get in those areas too. Let's protest about that stuff. Let's get our people out in these streets. Get these drugs from in our hood. Stop it. Get it away from these kids. They growing up in these neighborhoods. Watching our people battle against each other. You know, I told y'all earlier, I let my little girl look at the picture and she didn't even see nothing wrong with the picture. I know there's a war going on. But it's not just the one we keep talking about on the front street. That's my opinion. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. It's not just that war. It's the war with ourselves too. Recognizing how beautiful we are, how strong we could be as a people. How if we start putting our minds together and we start working together in these areas right by home, where home at, a lot of things can begin to change. We got to be willing to do that. First of all, we got to acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? We got to acknowledge where we go wrong at. We got to acknowledge it. I'm trying to see if I could get some of these people to come in and comment. You know, a lot of people I've talked to have a lot to say. If you want to chime in, I just post a link on my page. You can hit that link. It'll get you in Zoom. And that way your audio will be good. I can't just go live with you because the last time the audio was horrible. So if you have something that you want to say on this topic, and I know there's a lot of people out there have opinions about this topic. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we don't want to say it because we know how people's response is going to be right now. Because it's fragile. We got all kind of stuff going on right now with this police brutality. People dying. No justice. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of these, people, these lives that are being taken. African American lives being taken. But I just wanted to share this with you. It got to start with us too. We can't just clean the surface. We got to look at everything. And if I'm saying something wrong or I'm saying something or I'm missing something, like I told y'all, this platform is not just for me. This platform is for everybody. So if you have an opinion or you have something that you want to say, chime in. I'm open to listen. I'm very open to listen. I'm very open to listen to what you want to say. I'm about to hit some of these people up that commented earlier that ain't sharing the link. Or maybe they sleep. I don't know. But they need to wake up. It's real. I know this not in my link, but I'm about to see if I could get them on and get them to go in the link. It's funny how when we be talking about nonsense, and nothing on here is never really nonsense, but when we talking about things like this, it be hard to get people to be entertained by that. But this your future. It's mine too. It's mine too. So I had a few people that did comment. I don't know if they're here now or what's going on, but you're more than welcome to comment on the topic or chime in. Because it's a topic we need to talk about. Right now we are talking about, does it matter to you? Some of the solutions that can happen with what we could do. How we need to start letting this matter to us too. So I have expressed my opinion. And if it rubbed you the wrong way or made you feel some type of way, then maybe it's something the floor is open. You could talk about it. You could talk about it. There's always a way to comment. If you won't feel anonymous, they got ways you could email. I have all my information online. But I hope you consider my opinion as well. So if there's nothing left to be said, I'm going to let this video float around till your mind start opening up. And if you want to comment, you can comment. If not, if that's all we have tonight, I done got myself worked up because I love this conversation and I've been wanting to say that. I feel like it's a conversation we should have all been talked about. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we tiptoe around this message because we know what people gonna say, or we feel like they don't want to listen. But it's time to say these things. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's time to say it because we got to start loving us better. You got to start loving us better so the next generation could do better. And it's going to start one step at a time. So I wanted to put this message out there. Like I said, if you do want to comment, you can go to JUSTLYNNTV.net and leave your comment. You know what I'm saying? You could go to the Ask Lynn icon and comment under there. You can even comment on my site without leaving your name. But I definitely want to have this conversation again when you're ready to have it. So, with nothing else being said, this your host. You can also listen to this through Spotify, iTunes, because I'm definitely going to post it, and through Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play. All right? Or you could check me out on Facebook or Instagram. You can also go to my site, and that is JUSTLYNNTV.net. Thank you for your time. And as always, one step at a time, baby. Thank you for watching.